Bright red cereals, neon orange chips, electric blue drinks, they may look fun, but these artificial colors could be messing with your brain and your body. While dozens of countries have already banned or heavily restricted food dyes, the U.S. is just now moving to banning some food dyes in our everyday foods. Welcome to Nelly Miranda.
U.S. health officials announced plans to phase out 8 artificial dyes from our food supply.
Fox 8's Richard Jacobus explains which products are being targeted and how they're being replaced.
From grocery store aisles to the candy counter, colorful food on shelves have been appealing to kids of all ages for decades. But for anyone trying to avoid colorful cereals and gummy bears without many healthy alternatives, they sometimes have no choice. But that's about to change.
If they want to eat petroleum, they ought to add it themselves at home. But they shouldn't be feeding it to the rest of us.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. making a promise that he would crack down on colorful additives in food. As part of his Make America Healthy Again agenda, Kennedy, along with the newly confirmed head of the Food and Drug Administration, Marty Makary, kept a promise today announcing that by the end of 2026, the FDA will eliminate 8 commonly used petroleum-based synthetic food dyes from the U.S. food supply.
For the last 50 years, American children have increasingly been living in a toxic soup of synthetic chemicals. The scientific community has conducted a number of studies raising concerns about the correlation between petroleum-based synthetic dyes and several health conditions.
And it's not just the candy, like the jelly beans and the gummy bears, that contain these synthetic food dyes. Walk into any grocery store and down any grocery store aisle, whether it's cereal or baked goods, pick up a label, and you're bound to read the ingredients in fine red, blues, and yellows. But if RFK Jr. gets his way in 2 years, these shells will look a lot different.
They're really just there to make the colors vibrant and supposedly appealing.
Before President Trump took office, the FDA banned red dye number 3 after studies linked the dye to cancer in animals. Dr. Melissa Ring says there are healthy alternatives companies can use when dyeing food, like turmeric or carrot juice, ingredients that wouldn't be considered harmful to one's health.
I think we're going to see a difference. I think there's no reason we shouldn't be able to do this.
Let's start with the usual suspect: red 40, yellow 5, and blue 1. These synthetic dyes are derived from petroleum. Yes, the same stuff used to make gasoline and tar. They're added to everything from fruit snacks and sodas and pickles to salad dressings. But what's the cost of making food look more colorful? Numerous studies link artificial dyes to hyperactivity in children, allergic reactions, and cancer-causing effects. The Center for Science in the Public Interest has called for bans, citing behavioral changes and increased sensitivity in kids. And guess what? The FDA actually acknowledges that some children may be particularly sensitive to these dyes, but yet they're still allowed in school snacks and cereals. In Europe, foods with these dyes must carry a warning label. In the US, no such thing. The willingness to poison our society for profit is sick. The amount of children we are now seeing with ADHD and autism is alarming. You can walk down the street, see a group of kids, and bet your ass that one of them is autistic or have some type of behavioral issue. Now, I am not saying food dye is the only culprit for this, but let's at least eliminate one potential cause. Then we can move on to the vaccines. But in the UK and other European countries, major food brands reformulated their products to use natural colorings like beet juice, turmeric, and paprika extract. Why? Because the government said, prove that they're safe or take them out. In America, it's the opposite. Dyes are allowed unless proven harmful beyond a shadow of a doubt. In America, they're like, prove it's more addicting and will make us more money, and it's in. Here's the thing, we don't need artificial dyes. Natural food coloring options are already on the market. Companies like Annie's, Trader Joe's, and even some big brands like General Mills are already switching to cleaner labels. Consumers are waking up and the demand is clear. We want food that's safe and simple. Banning artificial food dyes in the U.S. is about putting public health above profit. Approximately 74% of young Americans aged 17 to 24 are not considered qualified for military service. And seeing as how we love going to war, we better make some changes to raise healthier children. Other countries have already led the way. It's time for America to catch up. If you want better food for your kids, for your community, and for yourself, start by reading labels, supporting dye-free brands, and pushing lawmakers to prioritize health over color. Let me know your thoughts on the food dye ban in the comments. Please like and subscribe to help grow our channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.